I think that travel should be challenging, and I'll explain why in a future video. But when we took the slow boat down the Mekong River from Thailand to Laos, I was looking for something comfortable and easy. So we paid 10 times as much money to take the luxury slow boat over the standard public one. After spending 2 days traveling from Chiang Rai, Thailand to Luang Prabang, Laos, was the extra cost of this luxury slow boat worth it? First off, what is the slow boat I'm talking about? It's a well-traveled 2-day trip down the Mekong River, starting in Houayxay, Laos, just across the border from Chiang Khong, Thailand. The first day takes about 8 hours to Pakbeng, where you spend the night. The next day, it's another 7 hours to Luang Prabang. Locals and budget travelers use the slow boat, which costs about $14 US. We opted for a luxury slow boat with Nagi of Mekong, costing $140 per person. So $140 versus $14. Was it worth it? For Chris and I, our luxury slow boat journey started with a pre-booked private car pickup at our hotel in Chiang Rai, Thailand at 6:15 a.m. A huge storm rolled through the area the night before we left Chiang Rai, and I was concerned it might impact the roads. But by morning, everything was clear and our driver showed up at the hotel about 10 minutes early. Unfortunately, it wasn't all smooth sailing. About halfway to Chiang Khong, we started to smell gasoline or oil. Our driver had to pull over to the side of the highway as our car had completely lost power. This proved to be our first sign that we were with a good tour company, though. Between our driver and the company, a new car was dispatched to pick us up, and we were on our way again about 45 minutes later.
We're in the new car and back on the road to the Laos border.
Once we arrived at Thai border control, our slowboat hosts escorted us through Thai exit control and boarded us onto a bus across the Thai-Lao Friendship Bridge number 4 to enter Laos. This bus, as well as the support at the border, was included in our luxury boat fare. It's my understanding that if you're doing this on your own, you have to pay a few dollars for a designated minivan to take you across the bridge. On the other side of the bridge, we went through Laos immigration. Then we were all on the bus to the pier. Again, this bus transfer was included. So finally around 9:30 a.m., a little over 3 hours after we had left Chiang Rai, we boarded our luxury slowboat to take us down the Mekong River. The outside structures of the regular slowboats and the luxury slowboats are pretty much the same. What changes are the interiors. The interior of the regular slowboat seats 70 people on repurposed minivan seats. Though they may sell more tickets than seats, so you could end up sitting on the floor. Our luxury slowboat only sells up to 40 seats at a time, so if you have a ticket, you're guaranteed a seat. When we boarded, we found that Chris and I had been assigned a table all to ourselves. We only had about 25 people on our boat, so there was lots of room to move around. Had all 40 seats been sold, Chris and I would have had to share our table with 2 other people, and we wouldn't have been able to spread out as much. Though the boat also came with a few other nice areas to relax to. When I saw the public slowboats, they didn't look like they were very full either. I was told that they can get pretty packed and uncomfortable, especially during high season in January and February. The downriver trip, which is in the direction we're going, is also known to be busier than the upriver trip that starts in Luang Prabang. Our luxury slowboat came with 3 bathrooms that were kept clean throughout the journey. You can't wear shoes on the boat, but there are slippers to put on before you step into the bathroom. I heard from those that take the public slowboat that the bathrooms aren't as nice and you have to manually pour water down the toilet to get it to flush. Not that big a deal, but it was nice that we didn't have to do that. It was very unseasonably cold for the 2 days we were on the boat. This was due to the storm I mentioned that happened the night before our trip. Normally it would be about 30 degrees, but for our trip it was only about 20 degrees.
It's cold. I mean, me with a blanket, it's not just the temperature, it's the wind. That's what I'm telling myself.
The public boat does not come with food. You can buy some on the boat, but the advice I kept hearing from anyone taking the slow boat was to bring lots of food and water. But on our luxury trip with Nagi of Mekong, we had included snacks and lunch on both days. The food was quite good and there was plenty to go around, so it was easy to have seconds and even third helpings.
These are fascinating, Emily says, so I'm going to try one for her. It's pretty tasty. It's, I can't tell if it's spicy because I just had some chippies, but yeah, it's good.
Day 1 of our slowboat journey included a stop at a local village.
We're just getting ready to stop in a village.
This stop ended up making me quite uncomfortable. I was expecting a place where I could buy local products and support the local economy. Instead, it seemed to be this weird sightseeing trip that just walked us through a village along the Mekong. There was nothing for us to buy, and it felt like we were just staring at the people who lived there. I noticed afterwards that a few people on our cruise hadn't gotten off the boat at this stop. I guess they knew what it was and didn't want to be the weird tourists staring at the locals. Whether you're on the regular slowboat or one of the luxury slowboats, day one of your journey ends in Pakbeng. We booked in at the BKC Villa.
BKC? Yeah. Oh, good. Looks like we've got a very nice room. The shower is not directly over the toilet, which is always a win. Just need to check for bed bugs, which we do every place we stay, and then we're good to go.
Don't see any bed bugs.
The tiny village of Pakbeng is built around supporting both tourists and locals taking the slowboats. In addition to accommodations, there are also local markets selling clothes, fresh produce, and personal care supplies. Lots of restaurants and places to buy snacks and baked goods.
Lots of croissants at the bakery, and they're about 40,000 kip. Oh, the muffins are only 25,000.
40,000 kip. So you got to remove the first 4, and then you get a 2, and then it's less than $2. It's probably about $1 a muffin.
We heard the ATM here can sometimes not have any money left, which we've experienced before in the Galapagos. And so we wanted to make sure we had at least a little bit of kip with us when we got here, but we don't have a lot. And so we're kind of gauging how much we're going to need for dinner and figuring out what we're going to be able to eat based on that. We're also not sure if we're going to be paying for our hotel room with cash or credit. So that's got to be a factor in there too. Day 2 on the boat. We're ready to go.
On our second day, we floated past some elephants bathing in the Mekong River.
From what I read, the elephants at this particular park have been rescued and saved from less ethical practices, and so now they can't go back into the wild, so they're located at this park here.
We also visited a second village, though it was much better than the previous experience on the first day, and there were lots of beautiful, locally made products available.
You know, on our channel, we try and encourage not being overly consumeristic, but I think when you come to a village like this and they're selling such beautiful product and it supports the local community, it's absolutely worth spending money on.
We also visited the Pak caves with the entrance fee covered as part of our slowboat trip.
All right, there are 2 caves. The first cave is maybe like 50 steps, and this cave, the main cave, is I think 228 steps.
Once upon a time, these caves were located under the sea. Today they are filled with Buddhas of all shapes and sizes. Around 4:30 p.m. on our second day, we arrived in Luang Prabang, Laos. Our hotel transfer was also included in our trip costs. Those taking the public slowboat would pay another few dollars to get to their hotels. So was our luxury slowboat trip down the Mekong River worth the additional cost? If you're on a budget and not traveling during the peak months when the boats can get very crowded and perhaps even dangerous, I think the regular slowboat would be just fine. But we really loved the beautifully decorated boat, the extra level of service, the meals, and the additional comfort of the luxury slowboat. And that's our video for today. We hope you're doing well, and we'll see you in the next one.